Right. In this topic, we're going to discuss about preparation of business plan. Uh, it's actually broken down to further topics from business plan. You're going to look into marketing plan. You're going to look into operational plan. You're going to look into financial plan. I also think another topic on admin and uh, organizational plan. So, but this is the overall. All those that I mentioned will be put together as business plan. And in fact, you have an assignment in group for business model canvas and also business plan. Okay, so uh, good that you will be given information relevant to business plan and also dedicated lecture for the components of business plan in topics to come. So here is the learning outcome. I would expect this lecture to be quite fast because not many slides, and also since a detailed explanation could take place again in its component in another lecture. So the learning outcome is to look into the business plan and why you need to prepare this business plan, and then how to do it as in format. Okay, and then finally in completing the business plan altogether for submission. So as shown in the diagram, you can see that the elements or components of business plan includes that of administration and organization, and then marketing, operation, as well as financial plans. Okay, uh, why we need to look into preparation of this business plan? Because it is a working paper or proposal or project paper in the case for you to do an assignment, or also known as a prospectus. All these got purpose, and you can actually modify when you need for a specific purpose, which in a while we discuss. But in terms of let me explain about each of the component. Administration and organization can be explained as more like where the big boss sits, and there will be big office, very nice office with a board meeting room where the meetings could take place. And you can say that the chief executive officer and also board members can be situated in this administration and organization part. And then the other managers like marketing manager, operation manager, and also finance manager, they can come and meet the CEO, board of members, and then have meeting. Okay, so the administrative is that runs all the things in that company. Okay, it depends on how big is the company, and also whether it's small, whether they have divisions for a small company. If it's a big company, they will have such a division, and even bigger, division than this. Okay? And then marketing is all about how to promote, how to do the sales, how to capture the sales, how to do advertisement, what are the budget required for marketing, and all that sits under marketing plan. Okay, and then operation is, if it is product related, it needs to be manufactured. So all planning relevant to manufacturing, maybe the factory side of it, how to run the factory, how to purchase the inventory, all sits in the this operational plan. And then financial plan is putting together all the planning in terms of budget, for administration and organization, marketing, operation. So they, for financial plan to come about, need feedback from all the other components, and then only can make the financial plan to be completed. Obviously, there must be a purpose for preparing this business plan, and this business plan is not a short document. It's a document that is quite thick as well, and must have a purpose for putting so much effort in preparing such a business plan. So here are all the reasons for preparing a business plan. The first one is to assess the business venture. That means, before any owner or any entrepreneur starts the whole business, isn't it better to look at it in a plan, or look at it before actually doing the work, or the construction, or the startup of the company, or even for that matter, the product planning itself, manufacturing of the product. Because if you just do it without a proper business plan, likelihood of mistakes to happen, and then you will regret later. So basically, need to have a proper planning. When you plan, therefore you start thinking about the challenges, the risk that you need to take, and you have a better understanding. The second one is to evaluate the feasibility of business. The word feasibility here means you plan. What about the financial part of it? Do you have enough money? So by doing the business plan, especially in the financial plan, all money related questions are to be answered. And if you feel not enough money, as the third reason is, you must look into raising capital. Who do you knock on the door to get money? Is it a venture capitalist? You join venture with maybe a government entity, agency, so it'll become a JV, joint venture company, or investors. Investors are buying over shares or equity in the hope of getting dividend when the company do better. So also possible. Then of course you have banks, either government owned banks or private banks, which are capable to give loans, and hopefully it's a soft loan where the interest is not very high and the payment scheme is quite encouraging. So that's the part of having a business plan, because they want to see the business plan, and therefore they have the confidence to give you the financial aid. And then guideline for day-to-day management. This is also important, especially when you prepare the operational plan, the administration, and also organizational plan. At least you have an idea how to run about the day-to-day. And also by having mission, aim, objective, you also foresee where the company is going. So, and also with the amount of money you have in hand, how long before you actually need to make money to sustain the startup company? All that is also under day-to-day management planning. And then the last one is to distribute business resources more effectively. So if you have, more staff being put into one area, uh, like you have put more in operation, then you can actually segregate better. maybe operation is not going to be happening in the first or second month, then you can, get that staff to multitask first in marketing preparation, or in admin and organization, the office, the main office itself. So in that way, you can, rotate and put your staff in better use rather than staying in one area alone. So all these looks like important in business plan. So here have been put all the readers of the final business plan that has been completed. But bear in mind, sometimes you need to cater or customize or modify the business plan to be including information, or removing some sensitive information. For instance, in the financial planning, maybe you don't want to identify what is the salary scale for some employees. Then dissatisfaction could take place. If the employees read the business plan and realize that one staff has more salary than the other. So be careful. The content of business plan need to be modified and customized as and when who is the reader going to be. You also like have suppliers. One supplier, if given the business plan, they may have the information about the other suppliers' uh, proposal, or invoice to you, and that wouldn't sit very well. They might end up giving you a lower price after watching what has been offered by another supplier. So all these need to be careful. There are instances where the business plan don't even want to put who is the owner of the company, because they consider this as sensitive information. But some who give, buying the share of the company is actually listed in public domain, this business plan, like, their company website, or all other means of public sharing. So here, given the format of business plan, and also the typing format, sometimes you have to realize this format, which is the full version type, and also you have something of a template. I will provide to you a template which comes from Microsoft Word itself. Within Microsoft Word, if you open up, they will have templates, right? Making resume, making cover letter. So they also have business plan. Okay? I managed to bring it out and save it. So I will give you the business plan. This will help in terms of preparing your assignment, and also there are elaboration of each of the component. But there are some things missing the template, while here got more. So you have to decide whether, when you make the assignment, to also include what is found here into that template of business plan. Okay, so like things like cover letter, I don't see in that Microsoft business plan. So you use your own discretion, your own decision after talking to all your group members, whether to take some from here and put there. That's my suggestion. Okay? And just to also elaborate, the main body there, you can see it's again broken down further, and that's the one I said later we will have a dedicated lecture on organizational plan, operational plan, marketing plan, as well as financial plan in lectures to come. So we concentrate more on the main body of the business plan. Looks like you have introduction, purpose, company background, owners background, So also description about it for each one of it. But it's quite straightforward. Let you read and then with your group and come up with this business plan for a company that either a real company that you are going to have a startup, or a hypothetical company, not a real company. Okay, but make it very realistic as possible. So here you see what I meant, that under the main body, you also have the organizational plan that will be detailed out in topic 8, and also the others, operational plan, marketing plan, also financial plan. And also what's interesting here, also given description about all these plans in explanation what are they. So to make sure that it is standardized from all groups, also given the typing format, yeah, I don't mind you follow, but it's just maybe the business plan that I give from the template will already have an existing font size. So you can just follow what is found in that template instead of following what is given here. I'm fine with it. What's important is I don't want totally difficult to read report, and also too tiny of a font being utilized. Okay? Because even if you follow this, it could be considered some confusion. So given here, more on the tables and figures, the printing mode looks like they want you to use laser quality printer, and then double spacing. So follow as much as possible with this format, but I'm okay if you also follow the template that I have provided or going to provide to you. So as long as standardized, across every group, then no problem. So here been mentioned about the write-up. I would say first step is to have a, meeting with your group members to come up with a rough version, and then the second one is to either take the rough version and refine it by editing, or fill in empty spaces that is still need work. Here, given the checklist on the business plan itself, as in the sections, you have, for example, introduction, need the name of the company. So, like my company is called Industrial Biotech Enterprise, because I come from the program of Industrial Biotech. So I didn't put much thought, but sometimes you say industrial biotech enterprise, then you come up with a product of Tongkat Ali. I was also worried whether the customer will get scared. It's like maybe the product is not natural, because a lot of R&D been done to make it from natural to be a bit synthetic. So I was fearing of that. So think about the name of the company that most suitable after having a discussion with your group and having a consensus. Okay? And then to whom the business plan is prepared. You have for your customer, for the bank, for the the shareholders, for your staff, for your client, supplier. Decide on that. And who are the owners or partners of the company? Probably the group members itself, the partner of the company. What is the correspondence address? This one, look into it. What will be the ideal address? Okay. And then purpose also, they say it's a checklist, but it is more of to ensure that all these are found in your business plan, not that after you have done it, then you have to tick this and submit in the appendix. No, this is just a guideline for you to understand what need to be in the business plan if you do not have a template. What I can understand, if you go to YouTube, there are videos on business plan. You Google also, there are different types of business plan. They all vary, but overall can be in a way have somewhat this content. So more useful questions for each section that been put here to ask before you prepare the content or substance. So this one on the main body, the organizational plan. Remember the big boss sits here. So need to look into who is the key members of the management team. Is it a single person at the top, the chief executive officer, or is there someone on top of that? All that need to be decided in organizational plan. And what jobs are to be done? Is it like put together list of all the jobs and then make it into department to units separately after that? And then what full-time or part-time basis? Is it going to be that if you have 50 staff, is it all full-time or some are part-time? Like my company, when there is a batch production, and that's the time can need to hire the person for preparation of the raw material. In other times, no need so many staff like that. This is on the operational plan, and then you have to look into the operation processes. Maybe you need to make a flow chart if it is making some kind of product. So you need to identify who does what, how many laborer you need, all that need to be done. And then needs of any customized infrastructure, like my business. I need to have the grinder, the saw, electric saw, and then the sieving instrument. So all that is under this operational plan, which is the type of machineries, and not only type, how many. If you want to ensure that production is to meet the marketing needs, maybe the product is liked by customer, they keep on buying, so you have to make sure that you have two machines running to help in making many of the product in a shorter duration of time. Okay, and then inventory cost. What are the ingredients need to be bought? Is it going to be that you buy in bulk, or is it going to be that you buy a bit like already ready made? And then if you buy in bulk, you have to consider whether got storage space, and also some of the inventory may be a problem because it needs freezing or cold storage. You need to look into buying fridge and all that. So this is all comes under this planning. You're not doing it yet, but you sitting down, thinking and how to plan it ahead. Next planning that need to be put in black and white, that means in document, is marketing plan. So need to look into the product. You want to market it, right? You want to advertise, you want to create advertisement. So you need to know what is the unique characteristic, special characteristic of that product that not even made yet, maybe got prototype only, not even mass produced. So you need to prepare brochure. You need to have the wordings to be put into that brochure. All can be planned here. And then what is the target market? And then the timeline for that target to be achieved. All need to be done here. Okay, and then what is the customer? Who is the customer? The size of the target market. Do you have enough manpower as the sales people? All that, or do you have the money to hire many salesperson? So more questions here to help you to answer in making the marketing plan. So not necessary to have every question to be answered, but it is more of help to make your marketing plan. In the lectures to come, you will be also given idea how to do the pricing of a product. What will be the most win-win situation for you to get the profit, and also not so expensive until your target segment of customers can afford to buy. Okay, all that will be also given in terms of understanding. And then also on promotion has been highlighted there, the strategy for promotion. Okay, this is on where you want to market it, how you're going to market it. Is it going to be digitally done, or is it going to be, like the old style, house to house, or, just cold calling, email, all that will be looked into in the planning here. And also, once there is a purchase, how is it going to be distributed? Is it going to be post laju or other courier, or you just hire a dispatch rider altogether? Also discuss here. And then once delivered, how are you looking into the policy of return goods, or you have no return policy, no matter if it's spoiled, you cannot, the customer cannot return it back. All that also discussed here. Here to help you to prepare financial plan, all the questions been put forward here. The cost of the whole project, maybe you are starting from scratch in the starting up the company. Put all the costing done, gather from marketing plan, gather from operational plan, gather from the admin plan, put together as financial plan. And that also will be discussed in another lecture. At the end of that business plan document, you also need to have a conclusion. So the conclusion should see whether it's viable, means able to be done, doable. That's where you conclude. After all the planning, you just state there, this is based on your analysis, all the uh, planning that you've done, it is for sure viable in that period of time to be self-sufficient for the company, for instance. And then put all the appendix for the template that I will provide. It has a lot of appendix been suggested, and also description on those appendix. So as referred to you at the beginning of this lecture, this is a short lecture, has been said. So in conclusion, business plan is required to plan the way of business will be done. It is not actually uh, doing the business yet. It is having a foresight on how to go about in setting that company. In business plan, required information about these components in the main body: organizational plan, operational plan, marketing plan, and financial plan, which we will discuss in the lectures to come in a more detailed manner to help you out. And then required specific format so that you don't have two different reports. That also hopefully the template is the uh, format to be utilized for at least in my class. I will confirm this again. It's not appropriate for me to uh, tell now. When it comes to the briefing of the assignment, I will confirm on the format to be utilized.